So a lot of Destiny's idiot fanboys and girls have been commenting and saying that the original video was taken out of context. He didn't say those things. He would never mean those things. Even though I actually watched his video later and explaining it, where he basically doubled down on it. And then I've seen him on Twitter where he called people cucks if they disagreed with him. He attacked women who disagreed with him. He used the R word. He was transphobic. Lots of really great things. He's a great guy. I can see why I love him so much. But anyways, here is the other video that she posted that she says was Destiny approved. So yes, it's edited, but I think it shows more context, and it's just as bad. Of course, he says that no doesn't mean no. He says that men shouldn't have to ask for consent consistently. He says that women, the responsibility is also on women to say no, because they can just stop at any time. So I'm going to let you watch it. I didn't edit it in any way, but I am pausing it and coming in with commentary in the middle as he says shitty things. So here you go.
The way you say it's so easy and frictionless for a woman to just say, I don't want to have sex. Why isn't it as frictionless for a man to just say, do you want to have sex?
He should. I agree he should. But then there's the next stage of the game.
Consent, sexual assault, and interpersonal relationships are not a fucking game.
If you ask a woman that, sometimes she'll say no because she doesn't want to seem like a slut, but she does want to.
And that's where he says of his own volition that no doesn't always mean no.
Sometimes when women say no, it's because they don't want to be perceived as easy. Half the women that I hooked up with on Tinder in California had no hookups in their profile.
And here he shows a complete misunderstanding of how consent can change at any time, and you need to check in consistently because people are allowed to change their fucking minds.
Or sometimes when a girl sees a guy being really upfront, she's saying, oh, he's too horny, or he's too forward, or he's going to think I'm a slut.
You got to give her time to become attracted to you, and most girls need to be attracted not just off a picture. You need to hang out first. But my point is, if we're hanging out, we're at your house, and you say, like, do you want to have sex, or can I kiss you? Then at that point, her answer is valid.
But when do you ask that as a guy? That's the confusing part.
It's not confusing in any way whatsoever. You ask it whenever you might be doing something that might cross her boundaries. Can I kiss you? Do you like that? May I continue? Would you like to have sex? You keep asking.
Before having sex.
Because for the guy, if you ask at the wrong time, you've ruined the interaction.
There is no wrong time to ask for consent. It should be a continuous thing. You should be checking in consistently. And if she seems surprised or taken aback when you ask, it's because so many men have crossed her boundaries without asking consent. It's not about you.
And the girl's so turned off by you asking for consent, then...
Then what? She's a reverse rapist? We'll finish that.
She's also worth hooking up with because she wants to play fucking mind games, and you even conceded earlier that you shouldn't fuck with women who play mind games.
I agree with that, but I'm a guy with a lot of options. If there's a guy who doesn't have many options, or he's not talking to men and women, I don't know how many of them are going to be realistically going to be willing to I'm just going to be super upfront, and then I turn this girl off, and maybe in 6 months I'll meet another girl that wants to hook up with me. I don't know if that's a realistic setting for most guys.
And here he excuses men who don't have a lot of options like he does for not asking for consent because they don't want to screw up their one chance they might have at getting laid. Excusing sexual assault.
He said women should be expected to have verbal boundaries and say no, or I don't want my hand on your dick right now, or I don't want to have sex, all these things. And if a woman's not capable of asserting that boundary, shouldn't be having sex. But then I said, if a man's not capable of asking a woman clearly in a way that doesn't make him feel like he killed his riz, should that man not be engaging in sexual encounters?
No, if you're too fucking stupid to read a signal from a woman, I don't think you should be fucking around as a guy either.
We need to get rid of this nonsense about reading signals. You ask for consent. If it's not an enthusiastic yes, then take it as a no. It's not about reading signals.
I think if you're a man and you can't verbalize the question, you shouldn't be fucking around either. If you're going to put that onus on women.
Most men are fucking retarded. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I don't think most men could do that. But I do think for women, you can just pump the brakes. It's I don't want this, I want to stop.
Oh yeah, he's such a great guy, throwing around the R word like that too. But here he just says that men just can't handle it. Men can't handle consent, so it's the women's job. Because, women can just put a stop to it, showing how absolutely fucking ignorant he is about sexual assault and how much it happens.
But I do think for women, you can just pump the brakes. It's I don't want this, I want to stop.
And this is bacon.